Your future spouse saw something shocking in your past that made them delay the meeting. Here's the reason. Archangel Michael says, something that was never meant to be revealed has been uncovered by the one who is meant to walk beside you. They stumbled upon it not by accident, but by divine timing. What they saw shook them so deeply, it changed everything. Your future spouse had every intention to meet you earlier. The time was chosen, the energy was aligning, and their heart had already begun to echo your name. But the moment they came across that part of your past, hesitation took over. This was not about judgment. It wasn't about rejection. It was about their fear that you were still carrying the weight of something unresolved. They didn't run, they stepped back. To watch. To understand. To confirm if what they discovered was still affecting your present. Type Amen to get blessing 333. This person has been closer to you than you realize. They've watched your growth from a quiet distance. Every post, every story, every expression you share carries energy, and they've been reading it all. What they saw was tied to a betrayal. A heartbreak you endured so silently, even your closest friends didn't see the depth of it. But this person felt it, and it unsettled them more than you'll ever know. They saw strength in you, but they also saw a pain that hadn't fully healed. And they worried that if they entered too soon, they would be stepping into your storm instead of your sunshine. So they waited. Prayed. Paused. Not because they don't want you, but because they want to be sure they meet the healed version of you. Type Amen to get blessing 674. There's a particular photograph that triggered this delay. An image from your past where your eyes looked joyful, but your soul was screaming. They sensed the duality, the mask you wore. It reminded them of a time when they, too, were broken. And it stirred a fear that two wounded hearts meeting too soon could tear each other apart instead of build together. They are not gone. They are preparing. Each step they take now is with care, because they want to meet you whole, not half-hearted. Archangel Michael says, timing is protection. The delay is not denial. It is divine alignment. Type Amen to get blessing 291. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. There was a moment recently where you felt their energy strongly. You looked around, feeling watched, feeling seen, but no one was there. That was their soul, reaching out, testing if the time had come. But they pulled back again when something resurfaced, an old connection, a familiar name, a pattern that reminded them you were still fighting shadows. They want to enter when the light in you is brighter than the darkness chasing you. They've already chosen you. That's not in question. But they need to see you choose yourself with the same intensity. They saw how you give to others. Now they're waiting to see if you can give to yourself. Type Amen to get blessing 440. They've spoken to someone about you. Someone they trust, someone spiritually sensitive. That person confirmed their feelings, but also advised them to wait just a little longer. This conversation happened recently, around the same time you were feeling overwhelmed without cause. That energy shift wasn't random, it was their spirit brushing against yours. You may begin to see recurring signs now, symbols, names, numbers. These are confirmations. Their angels are aligning their path back to yours. The photo they saw, the memory they read, the rumor they heard, it made them pause, but it did not make them leave. Type Amen to get blessing 577. Someone from your past was speaking about you, not knowing it would reach your future. And the words they used were not kind, they were laced with jealousy, with distortion. Your future spouse heard this, and it cut deeply. Not because they believed it, but because they feared you might still be carrying the scars from it. But instead of walking away, they decided to learn more. To research. To watch how you move, how you respond to life. That's when they started seeing the truth. You are more resilient than they imagined. More radiant. More ready than even you know. Type Amen to get blessing 888. There is a message they wrote but never sent. It's still saved in their phone. The words express how much they admire you, how proud they are of you, how much they long for you, but how they are afraid of causing harm if they step in too soon. They see how much you've healed. But they're waiting for the moment they no longer see sadness in your smile. They want to be your safe place. But they're still figuring out how to earn that right. This delay isn't distance, it's dedication. Archangel Michael says, Real love prepares in silence before revealing in light. Your person is preparing a home not just of walls, but of warmth for your soul. Type Amen to get blessing 312. There's something you wrote a long time ago, maybe in a journal, maybe online. They found it. It was raw, unfiltered, full of pain, and it brought them to tears. They saw your truth. And that truth called them closer, but also humbled them. They knew that to walk with you, they must match your depth with their own honesty. They've seen what others did to you. And their greatest fear is accidentally repeating that pain. So they've chosen to break cycles before stepping in. They are learning how to love you in a way that respects everything you've survived. Type Amen to get blessing 947. Recently, they dreamed of you. Not your face, but your voice. You were speaking to them, telling them to wait just a little longer. That dream made them cry when they woke. They're feeling your soul ask for more time, more clarity, more closure. And they're honoring that, even if it hurts them too. They've had opportunities to move on. But no one else carries your energy. No one else stirs their spirit the way you do. You are not easily forgotten, you are deeply remembered. They are coming. And when they do, it won't be temporary, it will be transformational. Type Amen to get blessing 606. Your future spouse saw a comment someone made about you on social media. It was laced with envy. It painted you in a light that didn't match your true spirit. Instead of believing it, they watched your reactions. They looked at how you responded to hate with silence, to chaos with calm, to betrayal with grace. That's when they knew you were strong enough for love. But they still needed to be strong enough for you. They went through their own darkness, and your light exposed parts of them they hadn't healed. That's why they pulled back. To heal. To rise. To match you. Type Amen to get blessing 800. They've been working on something, a gift, a letter, a gesture. Something that will explain everything when the time is right. You'll know it's from them because it will carry your favorite scent. Because it will speak to you like only someone who truly studied your soul could. They are not late. They are aligning. And when they arrive, they'll bring answers, healing, laughter, and the softness your heart has waited too long for. Archangel Michael says, "What is delayed is not denied." Heaven is watching this love with sacred eyes. And it is protected by time. Type Amen to get blessing 727. You might feel like you've been forgotten, but you haven't. Every time you've cried wondering where is my person, their soul was whispering back, I see you, I'm on my way. They just needed to make sure they would never become another person who hurt you. Your future spouse has kept track of milestones in your life from afar. Your celebrations, your small wins, your silent battles, they've been rooting for you the entire time. And with each chapter you've survived, their respect for you has grown. They don't want to come into your life just to be another body beside you. They want to be your protector, your teammate, your mirror. But they knew they had to become better first. So they did the hard thing, they waited. Not because you weren't enough, but because they wanted to become more before standing beside someone like you. Type Amen to get blessing 313. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. There was a time you almost crossed paths. You may have passed each other unknowingly, at a store, a street corner, or through mutual friends. Your spirits recognized each other, even if your eyes didn't. After that near meeting, they started seeing you in their dreams more vividly. The timing wasn't right yet, but the pull became undeniable. They spoke your name in their prayers. They asked for guidance, for signs, for the right moment. And Spirit answered with clarity, wait. Let them finish their healing first. That waiting became sacred. Every day, they've been watching the stars, listening to their intuition, and preparing for the day fate finally says now. Type Amen to get blessing 818. They saw you speaking about something vulnerable. Maybe you shared a story, or posted a video, or wrote a caption that exposed your heart. That was the moment they knew, your soul was deeper than most could ever understand. But it also reminded them of how delicate your heart is. They don't want to be another sharp edge in your already wounded world. That's why they've been quiet. They've been clearing karma, shedding ego, breaking old cycles so they don't bleed on you. Because when they do finally show up, they want it to be with clean hands and a pure spirit. They don't want to rush a sacred love. They want to grow into it, protect it, and never have to apologize for hurting it. Type Amen to get blessing 727. There is a letter they wrote and tore up. It started with, I'm sorry I waited so long, and ended with, I hope it's not too late. That letter is still in pieces inside a drawer they open every day. They practice what they'll say to you out loud when they're alone. Because they know that when the moment comes, your energy will be so powerful, words may fail them. But more than anything, they fear arriving before you're ready. They don't want to confuse you or overwhelm you or make you doubt yourself again. They want to walk in and immediately bring peace, not questions. Type Amen to get blessing 522. Your future spouse is watching how you love others. How you still show up, even when you're tired. How you smile, even when you're sad. How you carry others, even when no one carries you. And they are amazed. You've inspired them more than you know. Your resilience is their motivation. But they also know that the person who inspires so many often hides their pain best. That's why they're preparing not just flowers and dates, but safety and silence. So you can rest for once. They don't just want to marry your smile. They want to honor your scars. Type Amen to get blessing 909. Archangel Michael says, true love doesn't rush. It studies. It honors. It protects from afar until the soul says now. The day is coming soon when you will wake up, look around, and feel the shift. You'll know that someone is closer than ever. You'll feel a sense of calm you can't explain. That's them, drawing near. Quietly. Carefully. Confidently. Because they finally believe that you are ready, and they are ready too. They'll knock, not on your door, but on your spirit. And your soul will open without hesitation. Type Amen to get blessing 611. You may have noticed certain numbers lately, like 111, 414, 717, or your birthdate repeating. That's not coincidence. That's your future spouse's guides aligning the timeline with yours. Every time you feel sudden warmth, out of nowhere, that's their spirit hugging yours. Every time your heart races without cause, that's them thinking about you with intensity. They are being spiritually coached. They are walking through fire to be the partner you deserve. They are not sleeping peacefully while you ache, they are transforming through the same divine pain you know well. They're being molded by love, so they can be love. Type Amen to get blessing 344. There's someone in their life who tried to turn them away from you. Someone who carried jealousy or spiritual blindness. But your person stood firm. They said, I know what I feel. I know who I'm waiting for. And even though it's been hard, they've never let go of the idea of you. They don't want perfect. They want real. And you are the most real thing they've ever sensed. When they arrive, you will not need to ask, is this the one? You will know. Your soul will sing before your mouth does. Type Amen to get blessing 222. And when they speak, it won't be ordinary. It will feel like every prayer you've whispered finally echoing back to you in human form. They will speak your language, of silence, of depth, of trust. They saw your past and paused. But they never looked away. Because even in your lowest moments, your spirit never stopped glowing. They love you already. Not for who you pretend to be, but for the one you fought hard to become. And soon, their feet will follow what their heart has known all along. Type Amen to get blessing 1000. They've already chosen the place they want to meet you for the first time. It's a quiet spot, meaningful, sacred, not grand or crowded, but personal. A place where the energy feels clean, where they know your soul will feel safe. They imagine how it'll feel when they finally see your face up close. They've replayed it in their mind over and over. Your eyes locking, your energy surrounding them, that moment where time finally bends. They don't want to walk in as a stranger, they want to arrive as something you already know. As if your soul sighs and says, finally, you're here. This is not fantasy. This is unfolding. This is near. Type Amen to get blessing 444. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Your future spouse carries a small item that reminds them of you. Maybe it's a crystal, a bracelet, or even a quote scribbled on paper. They hold it when they miss you the most. It's their connection to your essence while they wait. It reminds them that this isn't just love, it's destiny. Something heaven sent, not man-made. They've tried to distract themselves with other things. Work, travel, hobbies. But nothing compares to the pull they feel toward your spirit. Even when they try to forget you, something always brings them back. A song. A scent. A word. Type Amen to get blessing 777. They saw someone try to hurt you recently, maybe emotionally, maybe through manipulation. And that reawakened their protective instincts. They knew they couldn't stay distant much longer. That moment reminded them of why they're meant to be in your life, not just to love you, but to shield you. To give you the kind of presence that quiets all storms. But still, they hesitate, not because of fear of you, but fear of failure. They want to love you right. To get it right. To never be the reason your light dims. They've been studying your love language, your pain language, and even your silence language. Type Amen to get blessing 123. There was a moment recently where they almost messaged you. The words were typed. Then deleted. Not because they didn't mean them, but because they didn't want to rush divine timing. They are not unsure about you. They are unsure if now is the right moment to step in. They are constantly battling their heart's urgency with heaven's caution. They are planning their return carefully, so they can walk in as peace, not confusion. As confirmation, not a test. They know when they appear, it has to feel like the universe exhaling after holding its breath. Type Amen to get blessing 858. You may have felt restless without knowing why. Your body tossing, your thoughts racing, your dreams vivid. That's because their energy is calling yours louder than ever. The spiritual thread between you is tightening. And as it does, your senses heighten. You start craving clarity. You start preparing, subconsciously, for their arrival. You're being pulled toward alignment. Pulled toward the version of yourself that can finally receive a love that won't drain, but replenish. Archangel Michael says, the love you're about to receive is not average. It's divine. Designed. Destined. Type Amen to get blessing 505. They've seen the versions of you the world overlooks. The one who cries quietly. The one who stays strong for everyone else. The one who prays for others more than yourself. And that's who they fell in love with, not your surface, but your spirit. Not your status, but your softness. They didn't need you to be perfect. They just needed to know you were real. And now they know, more than ever, that you are everything they've been searching for. They are on the final steps of their preparation. The arrival is near. Type Amen to get blessing 101. The next sign you receive, whether it's a repeated name, a familiar smell, or a dream that feels too real, pay attention. That's their soul tapping on yours. Your paths are not crossing by luck. They are converging by design. Every tear, every closed door, every lonely night, it wasn't punishment. It was preparation. The delay was never to hurt you. It was to protect both of you from meeting in pieces. So you could build something whole. Now, the moment is near. Closer than you can imagine. Type Amen to get blessing 919. They are rehearsing their first words to you, not to impress you, but to make you feel at home. They know they won't get a second chance to say, I've waited for you. And they mean it with every fiber of their being. You are not forgotten. You are not unloved. You are not too late. Everything is happening exactly when it's meant to. When they come, they'll bring clarity to every storm you survived. And healing to every part of your soul that forgot what gentle love feels like. Your wait is not wasted. It's sacred. And it's almost over. Type Amen to get blessing 000. There's a box hidden in their home filled with memories they're saving for you. Small notes, poems, even little gifts they picked up along the way, each one tied to a moment where they felt you, even from afar. This box is sacred, and they only open it on the days they miss you most. They aren't just preparing to meet you, they are already loving you from a distance. Every moment they choose growth over distraction, silence over chaos, and patience over impulse, it's for you. Because when they arrive, they want to hand you something eternal. They know what it feels like to be loved for appearance. This time, they want to love someone's essence. And your essence pulled them long before they ever saw your face. Archangel Michael says, this isn't just a reunion of two people, it's the return of a divine contract signed before time itself. Type Amen to get blessing 888. There was a childhood prayer you whispered, asking to be seen, held, loved, truly. That prayer didn't get lost. It echoed into realms you forgot, and your future spouse felt it like a soft breeze calling them toward you. They've carried your voice in their subconscious ever since. They didn't know whose voice it was, only that it made them feel calm. Years later, when they read your words, heard your laugh, or watched your healing journey, that voice became real. And that realization changed everything. They weren't just waiting for a partner. They were waiting for you. They want to look into your eyes and say, I heard you before I knew you. Type Amen to get blessing 244. They noticed you're different. You're not loud in a world full of noise. You're not desperate in a world chasing attention. You're still. And your stillness speaks more than anyone else's shouting. That quiet strength of yours is what they admire most. The way you survive silently. The way you hope stubbornly. The way you continue to believe, even after being disappointed. They don't want to be another lesson. They want to be the answer. That's why they're willing to wait until their presence feels like healing, not disruption. They've seen too much pain in your past to be casual about your heart. Type Amen to get blessing 161. There's a song that reminds them of you. It plays at the oddest times, random stores, passing cars, or just when they're thinking of giving up. And every time, the lyrics speak directly to their soul. They know it's not coincidence. They know it's divine echo. That song is a spiritual memo reminding them, you're almost there. You're closer to them now than ever before. Not just physically, but emotionally. Energetically. Spiritually. The threads are tightening. They've already told the universe, when the next door opens, let it be theirs. Type Amen to get blessing 700. They had a conversation with someone recently, an older soul, maybe a spiritual guide, a relative, or a wise friend. That person looked at them and said, you're thinking of someone deeply, aren't you? And for the first time, they confessed everything. That they feel your energy. That you feel like home. That something keeps whispering your name inside them. The guide smiled and said, then go slow. But don't stop. That advice became their compass. Since then, they've been walking toward you in faith. Not fast. Not loud. But steady. Type Amen to get blessing 381. They bought something with you in mind. A book, a candle, maybe even a piece of jewelry. Not to give yet, but to save. For when the moment is right, and you finally sit across from them, smiling with recognition. That item is a token. A placeholder for the time you've spent apart. A symbol of hope. And they keep it close, even when doubt tries to creep in. Your name is not forgotten. Your face is not blurred. Your story is known, more than you think. And when they speak your name, it'll sound like poetry written in a language only your heart understands. Type Amen to get blessing 622. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. They cried once, hard, after reading something you wrote. It wasn't just the words. It was the truth behind them. The rawness. The depth. The ache. It felt too familiar, like it mirrored a chapter they hadn't closed. That's when they realized, you were their reflection in another body. Two souls, walking parallel roads, carrying the same wounds. That's why they couldn't come then. Because they were still bleeding. And they didn't want to stain your healing with their pain. So they kept their distance, not out of disrespect, but out of reverence. Type Amen to get blessing 933. There is a sacred timing mapped for your reunion. A specific month, a divine day, an hour where the light shifts and your spirits know, now. You will feel it like a wave of warmth, a stillness in the chaos. Everything around you may look the same, but something inside will rise like a whisper becoming a roar. That is when you'll meet, not just in person, but in presence. Fully. Fearlessly. Finally. Archangel Michael says, this is a divine unveiling, not a random encounter. And what's coming will feel like soul memory, not first-time wonder. Type Amen to get blessing 555. They are not your past. They are your promise. And the promise is not broken, it's breathing, blooming, becoming real. Every day they grow more into the partner you prayed for. Every night they hold space for you, even when you don't realize it. Your energy has become part of their transformation. You are not hard to love. You were just too sacred to be approached casually. And now, the casual days are over. What's coming is deep, rare, and written in your stars. And they are coming, with love in their eyes, and your name on their heart. Type Amen to get blessing 0000. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20.